welcome back to my channel. My name is Temi of Temi Journal, and this is me bringing another exciting video to you today. Thank you so much for those joining us for the first time. If you're a new subscriber, or if you're just watching this video and just jumped on this video, oh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for coming on, and please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it, because I know it's going to help a lot of people around. And also to my returning subscriber, I really want to appreciate you. I want to say a very big thank you for those who watched our last video, and the ones that have gone ahead before the most recent one. Thank you so much. And this is me giving a big shout out to our first comments we had on our last video, the last time we posted a video, and that is to my friend Deborah Makinde. Thank you so much for the comments. It was really encouraging. Thank you so much. So this is just a quick introduction about myself. Like I said, I am Temi, or Temi Tokwe of Temi Journal. Some people call me Esther, and this is where you can learn about faith. You can have a little bit of my lifestyle, and also you can learn different things about language, how to learn language. I teach English language and Yoruba language majorly. So that is what this channel is all about. And if you want to have interesting one, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you can get notified anytime we post a new video. Thank you. So today is going to be interesting because I'm bringing something exciting, something enlightening about where I live in. Yeah, interesting, where I live in. So I'm just going to go right into the video today. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So I'll be talking about where I am in right now, where I live currently. So I'm currently living in Aberdeen, Scotland, United Kingdom. So let's start from the beginning, or let's start from the end. Where is the United Kingdom? The United Kingdom consists of 4 different kingdoms. They are England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. So it's not Ireland, it's Northern Ireland and Wales. So I know most people don't really know much about Wales, or people think Ireland is in the UK. No, Ireland is in Europe, but not UK. So we have Northern Ireland in the UK, and we have England as a kingdom, whereas we have also Scotland as a kingdom. We have Wales as a kingdom, and Northern Ireland as a kingdom. Okay, so it depends on the population now. So the population of people in England is more than people in Scotland, and the mass of the land is even bigger in England compared to Scotland, even though it's really choking in England right now. And also the same thing goes with Ireland. So the more you have in Scotland is not as much as you have in Northern Ireland, and same goes with Wales. So you call people from England English people, you call people from Scotland Scottish people, you call people from Northern Ireland Irish people, basically. So because they are a part of Ireland but not fully Ireland, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's like a part of it. It's just like so we have a part of Nigeria that is in Cotonou. Nigeria, the whole of Cotonou is not really Nigeria, it's a part of it. It's a part of Benin Republic and all. So yes, so that is what Northern Ireland look like, and also Wales. So we call people from Wales Welsh people. So today I want to tell you why you should move to Scotland, or why you should not go to England. So I know these 2 places are the most they're the most interesting place to be in, or they are the most popular place to be in, or that you must have heard about England and Scotland. So London is a part of England. London is a city in England, the same way Manchester is a city in England. Liverpool is a city in England. So London is a city in England. You have other places in England that you can go to, and they are very interesting. And also we have Scotland. Scotland is not the Edinburgh is not the only place in Scotland. There are different places in Scotland. And also England, I mean, Glasgow is not the only place in Scotland. So let me tell you, let me mention some of the other places in Scotland. We have, like I said, Edinburgh, we have Glasgow, we have Dundee, we have Aberdeen, where I live currently, we have Paisley, where I used to live. So I when I first got to the UK, I was staying in Paisley. Paisley is a small town. So Paisley is a small town in Scotland, and there it was easy for me to get to Glasgow, which is a nearby city, in less than 45 minutes. Yes, if you're taking a cab, you can get to Scotland in 20 you can get to Glasgow from Paisley in 20 to 15 minutes. That is how close they are. So by bus, but at most 45 minutes, you're going to get to Glasgow. And yes, so this in Scotland, I want to tell you reason why I actually love to stay in Scotland. I can tell you for a fact that I really, really, really don't want to leave Scotland, and there are a lot of reasons why I don't want to leave Scotland. So let's start with the first one. So the first reason why I don't want to leave Scotland is the cost of living. Okay, so I know that your standard of living would determine your cost of living, right? And because of the kind of person that I am, such a saver. I really don't like spending so much. So I'd rather stay in a place where I can be able to ball if I want to, and also be able to save. So I believe if you want to really save out, if you're really struggling and you're looking to come into the UK and you don't really know how where to come to, if you're not sure, okay, I really don't know about Wales, I don't know so much about Ireland, Northern Ireland, then where else can I go to apart from England? I would say Scotland. The cost of living here is like low. It's lower than what you have in Scotland. It's not as is more expensive compared to Northern Ireland or Wales, but you still live comfortably here compared to what you're doing in England. So don't mind me, I might just be checking my book to see some notes that I've made. I've just want to check through, okay? So like I said, the cost of living, what are the major things that we call living? What are those things that made us say we are living? We have housing, right? Shelter, clothing, and food, right? So those three things, they are very important in human life, and I can say that you can get them comfortably here in Scotland without struggle. I know a lot of people juggle different jobs together to make ends meet and do all, but those major things are not, you're not going to struggle with them when you get to Scotland. Especially with food, there are lots of charity where you can get free food. I mean, I came in during pandemic, and you could imagine staying at home and not getting things. Towards the end of 2020 and 2021, a lot of places, a lot of charity came out and were giving free food. I mean, even if you go to the shop, you can actually check and say, oh, I'm not sufficient with this, how can I get this? And they will even direct to charity where the shops are supplying the charity, so the feeding is not a problem. Generally in the UK, feeding isn't a problem. If you're thinking, oh, what I would like eat, your food will come. I usually tell people your food will come. The only thing is, what is your way of life? And that is where we're going to rent. So the rent in Scotland, so I'm going to be using the average now. So I would not use for average person. I would advise, if you're coming to Scotland, that you should prepare at least 1,200 or 1,300 a month for yourself, and that includes for your rent and feeding. So I can spend £50 a month for food, except you want to be eating full African food every day, then you can increase it to like £100 a month. But if you just want to eat like normal food, you want to eat your rice, tomatoes, and other things, they are easy to get here. £50, you can feed a family. You can feed a family of two to three, even four, if you don't eat that much in the house, basically. So another thing, the that is for food, £50. For your rent, I would advise that you set out at least £500 if you're paying tax. If you're a student, you can set out 400 and you still live well. And that is furnished. Compared to England, where you don't have furnished apartment, you're sharing a flat, is not furnished, and you're paying almost £1,000 in a month for rent without furnishing. That is a lot. It's a lot, and that's for students. So I would advise that you just look at all of these things. The cost of living, the rent is cheap here. The rent is cheap here. The rent in Edinburgh, which is like the most expensive place you can live in Scotland, is 650 compared to England, where you stay in the most cheapest place ever and you're paying 800. Just to weigh it, they are different. They are different. So that aside, the rent aside, the food aside, the transport system is very easy here in Scotland. The transport system is very easy here in Scotland. You can easily catch a bus. It will come in time. Your ticket is there. I can even tell you that from 5 to 21, you can get a free bus ticket. Exactly. And then as disabled, or if you're in on maybe you're 60 and above, which is like the pension age, you can get a free bus ticket, compared to England where you have only 60s getting the free bus tickets. That's interesting, right? Exactly. But all of these comes with conditions as well. So getting the bus ticket, you have to be between 5 to 21 and a resident. And a resident here in the UK, you can get a free bus ticket. But as a student, which most Nigeria come here as over 21, you don't get it. I'm sorry. But that is like, but you can get other things. You can get discounted student bus pass. Just get the app and you'll get it. I'm not going to advertise for any bus system or train system. You can get it discounted. Plan your trips, and when you plan your trip, you're able to get cheaper tickets, and just know that you're ready to travel. Whenever you start a year or whenever you start a month, just look at it. Am I traveling in any 3 months time? Buy your ticket by that time. It will be cheaper compared to buying it closer to the time. Is a rule for everywhere, every state, basically. And leaving that aside, let's go to another one, which most Nigerians come for is, or which most people, foreign people come for, is education. So if you have a family, if you're just starting a family here if you're just thinking of starting a family, or you have young children around, or you have babies, you're just growing up and you want to leave your country, it's good for you to say, I want to go to Scotland, and this is why. After living 3 years in Scotland, you have access to free undergraduate education after 3 years living in Scotland. He's not there in England. No, he's not. I'm sorry, he's not. He's not. And the child benefit here in Scotland is really, really interesting. Basically, is interesting. You grow up your family here, you have good health system, you have, you know, space is bigger. It's less people and bigger space. Less people and bigger space, basically. Your health system is better off. You can easily reach out to your GP compared to being trying to get GP or trying to register in the GP. It's not like that. Like, I was literally getting letters from my GP telling me to come for a test, and my dear, you will not get there. You will not get that. I'm sorry, you will not get that in England. If you have anything against it, just let me know. I'm ready to learn, but I just know you. I just, for now, I know that you won't get it. So that's alone. You could think of it. The health system is easier to get to your GP. It's easier to move around. In Glasgow, you have the train system. You have the bus system. Here in Aberdeen, the train system works. It was surprising to say I want to go to somewhere very close, and I just don't want to go through the stress of getting a bus or staying in a bus for a long time. And I checked. First time, And I saw that there was a train going to that side of Aberdeen. You could get a train in between Aberdeen, just search for it. People in Aberdeen have gotten used to getting bus so easy because most people are students, and going to student area, going to school area, you can't use train, you can only use bus, and which is easy. Even the taxi is compared to the amount you pay for taxi in England, is cheaper. It's cheaper. So that also being said, I'll now move to the major thing. So I've talked about the cost of living. I've talked about the rent, that is cheaper to live here in Scotland than in England. It's like £200, 300, £400, depending on your style of living, your way of living. The cost of living is different. It varies, but your own standard of living would now determine your cost of living. That's for the rent. For the food as well, the same thing. If you like eating out, it's easy to eat out. It's cheaper to eat out. It's cheaper to eat out here. I really don't eat out. I eat in the house, but it's really cheaper to eat out, I can tell you. Um, what else? I've talked about that. I've talked about food, rent, and I've talked about education as well. So if you have like 10-year-old, you can check for public secondary schools. You can check for public high schools. You can check for public primary schools. You can check for nursery. Nursery is free from age I think for Scotland is from age 4. You have nursery from age 4 to age 5. So when you get to age 5, you go to P1. Okay, for Scotland, you can go to nursery from 3 to like you're almost 5, and from 5 you can start P1, or when you're almost 5 you can start P1, and you can get it free. There is public, except you want to go for private, which might cost you a lot because it's private, it's owned. But I'm talking about things that governments provide. Because you are non-citizen doesn't mean that you will not get the same benefit that citizens get, especially with your children, with your life, with your health. They are all, what would I call it, um your right, your civil right as human on earth, basically. And then we move on to another part, which I really love a lot, which I value a lot, and that is family. Yes, the here you can build family, you can build friendship with literally somebody that you don't know. It's Scottish, it's in Scotland that I literally will smile at anybody and everybody, like, hi. I mean, I have a friend, and so we were on our way to church, I guess, and we were just passing through a shopping mall, and she noticed that someone was smiling at me. So she was not looking at me, and she was like, "Oh, that person was looking at you and smiling at you." I was like, "Oh, that was because I smiled back." They are that friendly. Scottish people are friendly. However, you could think of it, yes, but they are really, really friendly. They are so friendly. As much as they say that Scottish people are, um, this is what is been said, right? This is a myth that they are rebellious, but they are really, really friendly. They are friendly. Like my landlady she's just a very kind person with her husband. They are very kind. So those are the people that you find in Scotland. They are very kind, and they care so much about their family. Here in Scotland, you find a lot of parents doing school runs after school runs. Exactly. School runs after school runs. They are always there with their children. So if you're coming here and you're thinking, oh, I'll be leaving my child at home, nobody is going to take care of my child, you could build community, and that way in your community people can you can help one another. That is friendship. That is home. So as much as possible, as much as you want to leave and say, oh, I want to work and do this and that, you also want to be there for them, because those times are very, very important. I have a friend that would not miss anybody's birthday. They would always gather in the house for the birthday. Exactly. So family. Yes, Scotland is not that big as England, so it helps to build up home. Your best friend starts from your family, then you start having best friend from there. Okay, so that is that about another reason why I love Scotland. Also, there are other different places that you can visit in Scotland that interesting. So I'll give you examples of places that you could visit in Scotland, and they are not expensive to visit compared to going to England all the time, going to Disney, what's it called, Legoland, which I know children like. There are the other places that children can visit here. Why am I always talking about children? That you can visit here in Scotland, and you'll be able to enjoy it. Okay, so bear with me a second. So we have Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a good place to visit. It has a lot of hills, mountains, highways. So basically it's if you stay on top of your house, you can literally see almost everywhere. Yes, it has highways, like it's always on the top, basically. um yeah, Edinburgh is very, it's a very beautiful place to see, to visit. We have Scottish Highlands. We have Scottish Islands where you have beautiful holiday place to stay. um and then we have St Andrews Castle. St Andrews Castle is another beautiful place to check. Which other one? Mm, Aberdeen also has Aberdeen. So Aberdeenshire, let me use that word, Aberdeenshire. You can come and check the Queen's Castle as well. It's in Aberdeenshire. Yeah, it's like 1 hour away from me. And Isle of Arran. Isle of Arran is a very beautiful place. Um, is is in Scotland. You can have a day trip from Glasgow to get there. And Isle of Skye as well. It's just the same as Isle of Arran. They are beautiful places to visit here in Scotland. So if you have any questions about what are those things I need to stay in Scotland, basically just have your visa, have the right to stay in the country, and you can live here peacefully and living luxurious life if you want to, and living average life if you want to, quiet life, let me say, not average, quiet life if you want to. So that is all about that. If you want me to tell you what it takes to live in Ireland, please let me know. If you want to know how much it takes to live in in Wales, please let me know. I'm here at any point. And also just to tell you that you can easily, the transport system, I'm talking about the public transport system, you can also get a car and fuel it, and you manage your fuel compared to England where there is always traffic. You'll be shocked, right? Yes, traffic. You have traffic in England as well. So but here in Scotland, you rarely find traffic. You rarely get into traffic. It's like smooth drive. So that is that about that. And if you have other questions, like I said, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll be here to answer your questions. Thank you. So I really want to say thank you for watching to this very point, and I wish you all the best. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to share it, and please also turn on your notification bell, so whenever I drop a video, you'll be able to see it. Okay, All right, so I leave it to God, and I leave it to the grace of God, which is, and His peace, which is able to keep your spirit, soul, and body together, and nothing missing, nothing broken. So the next time I see you, to have a lovely, lovely, lovely time watching. Good afternoon, and have a lovely day. Bye.